Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I have been wanting to remake my old gear guide series for a very long time now, and today I'm finally starting that. So this is of course going to be the first installment, which will be levels 1 to 50. And I have a lot to cover in this video. I'm going to be going over mobs and zones, I'm going to be going over all the drops you can get, and basically the gear you can expect to farm for from levels 1 to 50. And I will be moving pretty dang fast because there is a lot to cover, and I don't want this video to be over 20 minutes. Immediately hop into the level 1 zone known as Plains. So first off, the first monster you'll be greeted with is the grass monster. He is basically an instant kill, only gives you a little bit of XP and 5 gold. And then there's also going to be the bears, which has a little bit more health, gives a little more XP and a little more gold, but neither of them drop any physical items. So we're going to quickly move over to the mini boss of the Plains known as the giant bear. So this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Of course, he has a bunch more health than the other two because he is a mini boss, and he does give about 500 XP per kill. So first off, he can drop health potion. Its main drop is the rusty blade. So this is going to be your very first weapon you can farm. Its level requirement is 2+ and does 3 damage at a 40% drop rate. I do not expect you guys to have any struggle getting this, and I also wouldn't say go out of your way for it. However, he does drop 2 more things. So first we're going to talk about the holy necklace. So this is actually a pretty decent item that you should try to farm for from the giant bear. What it does is it gives you 2 defense points and 5 HP points and requires level 5+, and it is the first available necklace you can get. And then the other thing he drops is the emerald trinket ring, which gives you 1 attack and 1 HP, which is level 3+, and it also has a 15% drop rate. So these are the first more accessory style items you can farm, and I highly do recommend you try to get these before you move on to the desert for levels 7+. First enemy you see in the desert is the crystal skeleton. He gives about 400 XP a kill, which is a major improvement for how easy he is to kill. And then you're also going to be seeing the normal skeletons, which give much less XP because they are a bit easier to kill than the crystal ones. But again, neither of them really drop anything, so they're pretty forgettable unless you're just trying to get XP quickly. The main highlight of the desert zone is of course the Sun Warrior mini boss. He rocks about 100 health and gives about 600 XP and gives a fantastic weapon. So he gives the Sun Warrior sword. The Sun Warrior sword is basically just the next upgrade after the rusty blade. It requires level 5+, gives 5 damage, and has a 35% drop rate. So again, I do not expect you guys to struggle to get this. He also does drop attack potions, so you can increase your attack stat once you reach the desert, which is of course a fantastic thing to work on throughout the entire game. And then he does drop, like I mentioned, a better necklace. So this is going to be the Sun Pride necklace. So this actually is definitely an improvement to the holy necklace. It gives 3 attack, 3 HP, and is level 12+, but it does have a 17% drop chance, so it should be slightly easier to get than that holy necklace. But the boss does not drop any form of ring. That's why I said it's much more important to get the emerald trinket ring from the giant bear than the holy necklace. So the forest zone is for levels 15+. The tribesmen should be about the first enemies you see. All they do is drop gold and XP, nothing else, and that is the same with the forest spirit. Only gives you XP and gold, so if you need a bunch of XP and gold, farm them. Anyways, next we have the Stone Golem mini boss, who is the mini boss of the forest. He has a 100% drop rate to drop the health potions. So then the next item that he drops is going to be the Stone Cold Sword. This is basically your next weapon upgrade. As you guys can see, there's pretty much a theme. Each zone gives you a little bit better weapon than the last. So it's level 10+, gives 7 damage, and has a drop rate of 35%. The wiki says 100%, but I'm pretty sure it's still at 35%. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And he also drops another necklace, Tree of Life Circlet, which also says 100% in the wiki, but again, that is definitely not right. So the Tree of Life Circuit is your next ring upgrade. It is level 20+. You get 5 attack, 1 crit, 0 speed, 1 defense, and 6 HP. So it is a pretty decent, well-rounded ring, especially in the early game, and it has around a 10% drop rate from the Stone Golem. So the next zone that you would be farming would be the beach zone, and this is for levels 22+. Again, there's going to be a common theme. The first mob you see will be the surfer. He has low health, gives a little bit of XP and gold, but drops nothing. However, the fisherman mobs have a little bit of health, give XP, and they have a chance to drop the Krabby Ring at 7%. So the Krabby Ring is your next best ring. It is levels 30 plus, but you can farm it as low as level 22, so keep that in mind. It gives 6 attack, 5 defense, and 7 HP. However, it does have a higher drop rate when you farm the mini boss of the beach. So the mini boss of the beach is known as the Water Elemental and gives quite a bit of XP when killed. He has a 25% chance to drop health potions and a 20% chance to drop attack potions. And then his drop chance on the Krabby Ring is 20%, while the drop chance of the Fisherman to drop the Krabby Ring is only 7%. And the Water Elemental does of course drop a weapon, and this weapon is going to be known as the Aqua Blade. It is for levels 15 plus, it gives 9 damage, and its drop rate is 25%. Pretty easy to get, and it is kind of weird as level 15 plus when you can farm it as little as level 22. We are moving on to the first raid, which is going to be the Pirate Captain's Raid. And no matter what, you want to farm this. Raids are incredibly important in this game and are pretty much the main thing you do. So, raids all have 2 modes, normal and hardcore. Normal, you get 3 life, so of course I recommend you start on normal, and then once you're comfortable on normal, that's when you can move on to hardcore, because on hardcore you only get 1 life. Anyways, the first and the best drop from the Pirate Captain, which can be dropped on normal and hardcore, is the Pirate Captain Scimitar. This is a legendary blade, which is levels 25 plus and does 21 damage and has a 20% drop rate. This is much more damage than any other weapon you're going to get until the next raid. I highly recommend you farm the Pirate Captain until you get this weapon. He's also the first boss in the game to drop speed potions at 4%. So speed potions are very important because your speed stat is very crucial to surviving. You want to get that to 52 out of 52 as quick as possible, and the Pirate Captain is one way to do that. He does also drop attack potions and health potions and defense potions and T1 rune crystal bags, so as early as the Pirate Captain you can start farming rune crystals. However, I will not be talking about runes until the next video. Anyways, he does have one last drop, and this is arguably his best drop. However, you can only get this drop if you farm him on hardcore, which is going to be much more difficult. And this is going to be your very first armor, and this is the Pirate Coat. Its level requirement is of course 25 plus. It gives 10 attack, 10 defense, and 50 HP, but it does have a very hard drop rate of 15% on hardcore only. So I highly recommend you get the Pirate Coat. The only way to get armor in the early game is through hardcore raids, so it is very crucial that you get this. To continue on, we are hopping into the next zone. This is for levels 31 plus, and it is known as Undersea. So the first mob you will see in this zone is known as the Fisherman, gives some XP, some gold, and it also drops attack potions at 6%. From now on, pretty much everything in the game will drop at least potions, which is very nice because the early zones are kind of a struggle when getting potions. The other mob you will see is the Sea Titan Guard, and this drops health potions at 5%, and he's slightly stronger. And then of course the mini boss is the Sea Titan, who has quite a bit of health and gives quite a bit of XP. He drops health potions at 25%, and he also drops the next necklace, which is known as the Aquatic Shell Charm. It has a 20% drop rate, it is level 40 plus, and gives 13 attack, 3 crit, 0 speed, 10 defense, and 8 HP. This thing is a must get upgrade. And however, he does not drop any rings. He does drop something known as the Titan's Trident. His level requirement is 25 plus, but it only gives 13 damage. There is absolutely no reason to go after the Titan's Trident besides for vanity when you can get the Pirate Captain Scimitar, which does much more damage, and it's the same level requirement. So you pretty much want to ignore the weapon drop from this boss. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the next raid, the Obsidian Layer. So this is going to be a little bit harder than the Pirate Captain. I will say that raids are somewhat difficult to solo, but once you get the hang of it, it is no big deal. So what does this guy drop? He drops speed potions as well. He also drops attack potions and health potions, and then he does drop the next best sword upgrade. The Obsidian Fire Sword is the next sword upgrade, and it drops from the Obsidian Dragon at a 20% drop rate. Its level requirement is 55 plus, so by the time you probably get it, you're not going to be level 55. I will say that, so you have to wait a little bit, but it does 55 damage, which is a massive, massive upgrade from the Pirate Scimitar. It is just so dang good. And then following suit with the typical raid layout, there is also a hardcore mode, and on hardcore he drops the next armor that's really good, and this is the Obsidian Magma Crest. It gives 15 attack, 0 crit, 0 speed, 40 defense, and 100 HP. This is a massive, massive upgrade from the Pirate Coat, and its level requirement is only 40, but it does have a low 15% drop rate, and you must be farming him on hardcore to get this. We are gonna hop into the last zone I will cover in the levels 1 to 50 video, and that is the Volcano. So in the Volcano, there is the Magnum Golem who drops attack potions at 6%, which is kind of nice. It gives a lot of XP and gives some gold. And then there's also the Fire Knight. So the Fire Knight is kind of unique. It actually does drop a sword. So its sword is known as the Ember Sword. It has a 15% drop rate, and it's level 45 plus, but it gives a trash 16 damage. So I don't even recommend you really go out of your way to get this thing. It is kind of garbage. The baby dragon does give a lot of XP, and you want to be farming him for levels when you get to the zone for sure. So first he drops health potions at 25%, pretty standard, and then he drops the flame katana. So the flame katana's level requirement is 49 plus and gives 25 damage. If you were unable to get the scimitar from Pirate Captain, this is technically as good as it, but its level requirement is so much higher that you pretty much just want to get the Pirate Scimitar. Raids are pretty much the only weapons you're going to be using. Raid weapons are always going to be better than Zoe weapons for the most part. The baby dragon does drop a very good ring at a very low chance. Band of the Firestorm at a low 5% chance. Its level requirement is 55 plus, and it gives 20 attack, 6 crit, 5 defense, and 8 HP. This thing is a powerhouse of a ring. I highly recommend you get it. It's your next ring upgrade after the Krabby ring. However, it is a level 55 plus requirement, so you'll probably get it before you hit that level, which is all good. That is all I'm gonna cover from the levels 1 to 50. I know there is a raid at level 50, but that raid I will cover first in my next revamped gear guide. Comment down below if you guys want me to do this for all of my old gear guides. They're super fun to make, and I think from what you guys tell me, it helps you all a lot when understanding what gear to get, how to do things, and what to farm. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!